Okay, what up? Hey yo, this is another video. I'm in multiple dimensions at the same time. Please, hey, just keep up if you can. Just keep up, okay? Hold on. When you outside, things happen, okay? I'm not gonna stop the video or pause it. I'm just letting you know when you into something and you're around somewhere. You know, I'm gonna keep it rolling, keep it recording, because when you somewhere, just go with the flow of things sometimes. And that's how the signs come to you. Speaking of signs, oh, I got one for that ass. But let's go. All right, this video gonna be about the number 11. Okay, remember I said keep up. Stay with me, okay? Stay with me. Now, 1968. That's the year Jimi Hendrix came out with Electric Ladyland, all right? 1968, that's the year Martin Luther King was assassinated. 1968, that's the year Russell ODB Jones, the old dirty bastard. You got 1968. You got who else? Big Syke from Thug Life, or from Outlaw Immortals. He was born in 1968. So a lot of things happen. You know what I'm saying? And that's 1968 from my perspective. And I'm not born in 1968. So again, it's loud outside. I'm outside. So I'm not born in 1968, but certain things stick out to me when they do. I bring attention to it. Okay, 2 minutes in. Oh, perfect timing. We got a lot of time. Let's keep it going. Okay, and we have the number 11. So you'll find out what the number 11 and number 68 means throughout this book. So let me read the verse to you first. 68:11. And first of all, like I always do, any book I'm reading out of, so you were like, oh, this motherfucker just making up some stuff. Not at all, not even close. Okay, the book I'm reading out of is The Ninth Arch by Kenneth Grant, and some art by his wife. Man, I forget her name sometimes. Of course, her name. I'm gonna pause the video just to get her name too. Okay, her name is Steffi Grant. That's his wife's name. All right. So let me go ahead and get it to where you can see it, like I always do, so you can see what I'm reading, and you don't just say, hey, he's just making up something. You can always go back, and if I'm reading out of a book, all you get the name, the author, you can go get it yourself, and you make sense of it yourself too also. Let's get going. Okay. Let me put this gum aside. I don't want to read while I have gum in my mouth. Okay. Snakebird, worms, monstrous and mad from the last arc of the dark. So I just said the name of the book is called what? The Ninth Arc. Okay? The last arc of the dark. Here we go. So the snake is what? The Kundalini. All right, let's keep it going. Is the snake bird a description of the fire snake in its arising or resurrection? Bennu bird, monstrous and mad, would describe the writhings of the Ophidian current as it worms its way along the Sush Umna, number 16. It's always like notes. You can go in this book. They have like a lot of notes in this book. 16. Yeah. 16 is the astrospinal tunnel. So that's the Kundalini, or the spine, or the two snakes, like you see the caduceus on the hospital, and it goes up into the wings. The wings. So right here it says what? Snake bird, right? So at the top you see the wings. Fire snake in its arising or resurrection. Bennu bird, monstrous and mad, would describe the writhings of the Ophidian current as it worms its way along the shush amuna, the astral spinal tunnel. We just read that. Okay, let's keep going. From the last or ninth arch, and that's the you have a sword in you, or you have like the two poles, the poles at the top and the bottom, the pineal gland and the bottom. So at the bottom, you know, when you get ready to take a shit or go to the restroom, get rid of the waste. So the less waste you have in you, the less earth you have in you. So the more angry you're gonna be when your stomach is rumbling. Like Winnie the Pooh said, there's a rumbly in my tumbly. But what does it say right here? Let's see, go back. Let's go back. See, monstrous and mad. Okay, let's keep going. So 11, which is the verse number, 11 is not only the number of energy tending to change. Crowley, Aleister Crowley, in his book Magic, i.e. of Odd, the magical light. Crowley describes Odd as, I'm getting a lot of, I'm getting the light, the sun, look, I'm in the shade, trying to be in the shade, and I'm trying to be all, you know, in the sun like that, but I'm going to get it to where you can see it too. You know what I'm saying? I got my phone, my actual phone dark, so I won't be wasting a lot of battery like that. But anyway, let's keep it going. You should be able to see very well now. I can't really see it well, but anyway, let's keep it going. I ain't gonna make no excuses. Okay, let's keep it. Okay, you should be able to see. All right, 11 is also the number of the. Let me get back up to the top where I was. Crowley describes Odd as almost equals the Kundalini force. 17. You can go into Crowley, the Equinox, Volume 1. I'm not trying to take your time like that. I gotta get this right. So you should be able to, I'm gonna get this right so you better see everything I'm doing. Here we go, it's perfect. You should be able to see everything I'm doing now. 11 is also the number of the Kundalini force. 11 is also the number of the Hindikad, the accursed shells, Kalipoth. So, they say the tree of life. They say there's 11 shells, accursed shells, right? So, but there's two sides, the dark side and the light side. Luke, I am your father. Darth Vader. Darth, D-A-A-T-H. Darth is the right at the top of the neck. So, have you ever seen the movie? The guy that messes with the box, spins the box. What is the name of that movie called? Man, it'll come to me. Keep going. I don't want to lose my train of thought. But he spins the box, and Hellraiser. That's the name of the movie. Okay, Hellraiser. So that movie Hellraiser, it has Aleister Crowley. He has a picture of Aleister Crowley in that movie, the second movie, Hellraiser 2. So you see the light and the dark side. 11 plus 11, that's 22. Okay, so shells Kalipoth that only exist without the divine tree. 18, you can find this in Crowley, the Equinox, Volume 1, Number 5, an essay upon number, Part 1, Section 1. Okay, this points to a complex doctrine involving traffic with forces outside the circles of time. So when you have, let's get right to the business. When you're having sex, time just flies. When you're really doing it and you don't, when you're a male and you don't come, and you keep going and keep going, and you don't come at all, time don't exist. So when you come fast, you feel like it's what, 20-30 minutes. And she was like, oh, that was like only 5-10 minutes. You ain't really do nothing. You ain't do it like I wanted to. And I'm saying, me, I like to keep it going. Like, I like to keep it going to this, it's sweating and all that get to going. And you know what I'm saying? She was like, you ain't done. Like, she like, you still good? I'm like, yeah, I'm still moving, ain't I? Let's keep it going. I don't like to. That's how you keep your energy. Remember, we outside, so it's gonna happen like that. Loud noises. Anyway, you're gonna find out why it's loud noises. So, only exists without the divine tree. This points to a complex doctrine involving traffic with forces outside the circle of time. So time don't exist, just like God don't exist. I'm about to start making videos about how God really don't exist. I made some before, but so when you really understand and get the real grasp of everything. Complex doctrine involving traffic with forces outside the circles of time. In other words, trans-aeonic, aeon, a particular part of time, or a particular part of like different parts of years, like which is time. But time really don't exist, so we have to measure it by putting certain things together. Trans-aeonic powers which use the iodic atmosphere of Earth in order to manifest. So that means that coming from the outside of the Earth plane, everything outside, like in the sky, that's the illusion. Part of the illusion, just like this is illusion too. So everything outside yourself is inside of you. When you see certain things happening with the moon or certain things happening with stars, that's what's going on inside of you. So if it's an illusion, everything on the inside of you is real. So remember that everything outside yourself is inside you. So that's just the trick. Okay. You hear that? Yeah. Just pay attention, please. Listen to what I'm saying. This is very important. It is also the number of egg. So you look at a 1 and a 1, and you have the top of it and the bottom, and you bend the top and the bottom, and then you turn into a 0. It looks like what? An egg. Just like you see LAM, LAM, like the space, like the alien that Aleister Crowley drew years ago. You look up LAM, you'll see the picture I'm talking about online or on Google, whatever. Number of egg, which suggests the babe in an egg. That means something's gonna hatch inside, or come outside of what's inside of the egg. Symbolism of Al 2:49. So that's the book of the law, which is Al Liber, chapter 2, verse 49, or the dwarf god, or is Bes or Bas, Bes, B-E-S. You see Bes with the tongue out all over the world, all over different continents, all at different countries. You'll see it, but man, you'll see it particularly also in Kemet and Egypt a lot too, also, which is the dwarf god, or let's keep it going, or the dwarf god in a space capsule. UFOs are frequently described as shaped like an egg. The Book of the Dead contains the passage, particularly they're talking about the Book of the Dead from the Egyptian Book of the Dead is what they're talking about. But there's different types of different books of the dead. There's also the Tibetan Book of the Dead, and also different other countries. I haven't really checked out any other ones, but I've heard of other ones. But I've read the Tibetan Book of the Dead. Let's keep going. Contains the passage, "Oh, thou who art in the egg, who shinest from thy disk." So, you ever see the movie called Tron Legacy and the new Tron, the newest one and the old one? Remember, then they have a disc on their back. So the disc, you see, that goes up like the snake goes up to the top, which is the pineal gland. The disc they had in Tron is the same thing, the pineal gland, or the data on your disc. It's like you have a CD or a movie. That's information or data on your disc. So let's keep going. I want to make sure we got 14, perfect. My eye is right here with his balance. Let's keep going. Shinest from thy disc. Number 19. C. Drake, not the rap artist Drake. It's an actual book artist, author. Gods and Spacemen in the Ancient East. I never read any of these from 8, 17, and 19. I never read those, but these are also books you can go check out yourself to get further information further on. The Shining Ones, the Kuti. We got a friend out here, just pulled up. What up? What's poppin'? All right, back to this. Told you be outside. Let's keep it going. The shiny ones, the kuti, are identical with Rahor kuti, Rahor kuit, which is what? Kuit is the pyramid. Ra, Hor, Horus, Rahor kuit. Ra is what? The sun, and the sun, Rahor kuit. But we were looking at as in like the sun behind the sun, which is what? If you know it, you know it. Okay. If you know, you know. Which is the star Sirius, the sun behind the sun, which is actually a star. The sun is actually a large star, which is closer than the star Sirius. The capsule is the egg-like aura of vivid blue hue in which there blazes the radiant image of the golden babe, dwarf. Number 20, Deba, gold, equals 11. Deba equals 11, or gold. Or alchemy. You mix metals to get an outcome of something that you want, which is gold, an outcome that you wanted. The Kabbalist Isaac de Loria, 1534 to 1572, that means he was 38, has some, turn the page, I ain't trying to lose it, I'm gonna keep it recording, you know what I'm saying, just show it, just saying it's real, okay. Interesting observations on the 11 classes of shells. Number 21, Sea Weight, is a book by the author Waite, The Holy Kabbalah, page 423, talking about the number 11 of shells. The oracle. All right, the oracle is the outside. Yeah, the oracle is number 68, but the verse number is number 11. The oracle is Azyn, A-Z-Y-N, taking the N at its terminal valuation. Azyn equals 718, the number of Aosic Awaz and of many concepts vital to the Typhonian tradition. Of particular relevance, here are Zayn, or you have Sin, Wa. Sin is the Mesopotamian moon god. But if you look very closely, put the book down real quick. I'll lose my page. Yeah. Try and get this so you can see it too. Alright, there's a moon right here. It's like a half moon right here. Try and get it to where I can get you to see it too. The moon right there, you see it? It's a half moon, not a full moon, right? But Sin or Khonsu, see, Sin is in Mesopotamia. Khonsu is in Egypt, but the same deity, just different names. That's what I said in old videos I had prior. You'll have deities that have different names, same concept. So that it means in different areas or different continents or different countries, you can tie them in. So you have different deities in different countries. That means melanated people, so-called black people, is everywhere. We put all these information together just with different names or the language, how it was brought together. Let's get right back to the book. Where we at? Okay, where we at? Let me zoom out a little bit. I didn't want to pause and record. I want to keep it going. Here are Zayn, the one-eyed sword. So one-eyed sword is what? Like the pineal gland that reaches, goes down to where the stomach is, where the monster is. But the sword, you can tie it in with another mythology, which is what? I'll wait. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm really trying. I'm thinking of so much shit right now. I'm trying to get to where I'm at too. So I'm waiting for myself, and not just for y'all, for myself too. What is it called? King Arthur mythology. The sword is. Damn. See, that's what I'm saying. My mind be somewhere else. I'm doing so much right now. When I saw this, what I saw, I just pulled over. So let me go ahead and Excalibur. That's what it is. Excalibur. Okay, got it. See, I knew I'd get it. Let me just start thinking. All right, Zane, the one I saw, Excalibur. Remember the Excalibur? Remember, if you ever watched the movie Excalibur, the movie that I think that one that came out in the 80s, if I'm not mistaken, the 80s or the late 70s, if I'm not mistaken. Excalibur. Remember when King Arthur was facing Lancelot, right? So Lancelot, it was damn near whooping his ass. He was fighting him with Excalibur, right? So if he was fighting him with Excalibur, he said Excalibur. He used the power of Excalibur. That's the power of the Kundalini, and he broke his what was it? He broke his shield, not his shield, but his actual armor, his plate of armor around his chest, and then damn near knocked him out with that power. So using your power to make you angry, and you talking to yourself, that's actually your power. That is just a symbolism. The sword is symbolism, a representation of your actual Kundalini, or the power inside you. So the one-eyed sword, you can find Necronomicon. The book they're talking about, I'm rolling right now, driving. The book I'm talking about is the one they're talking about is a Necronomicon from Avon. You'll find the small one, the little black and red book, but the Avon has 3 types of books. The red one, the blue one, and the one with all the different the sigils on it. So Avon came out with 3 types of Avon. Avon came out with 3 types of Necronomicon book, but they all tie in together, which is the same Necronomicon, but just they have different meanings or different representations of the same mythology. All right. And I'm grateful I was able to get my hands on all 3 of them. But you really just need 2 of them, because you'll find the one with the sigils on the front is actually in the one with the red piping on it. So let's keep going. On page 160 in Necronomicon, and the phrase in D solo ad nefandis, that's in Spain, that's Spanish, original Spain, which is from the Moors. And what in the book of the Necronomicon they say the crazy Arab, which they were talking about, you find that out in Iran, which is old time or prehistoric Persia. So Iran, Iraq, same thing, which is Persia. You go to a Persian restaurant and get some food, same thing. It's how you're eating Iran and Iraq food. Okay, let's keep going. 718. Live from the 718. We raised the 8. Every time Poppy raised the weight of that weight. Shout out to Foxy Brown. Remember, the inside of the ear, they say something wrong with the ear. There was nothing wrong with the ear. How was there something wrong with the ear when she had a song with Nicki Minaj on Nicki Minaj's Queen album? Something to think about. But anyway, let's keep it going. Keep it real like that. That's right. I fuck with Foxy Brown. She one of the illest. 718 also signifies Kivri Agbish. Agbish is a spider. The spider's web, and the number is associated with the Egyptian stele of revealing self, which is 666, the number of melanin. Melanin. So you see at the bottom of that stele revealing self, you'll see Unkof Nakunsu looking at a representation of himself. But another form. So he has and you have Nuit on top of it. So if you ever get the Book of the Law, the stele revealing self will be just that. And the stele revealing self was revealed to Aleister Crowley through his wife Rose when it was in Kemet or Egypt in 1904. Okay, known as, all right, let me get back, Kivri Agbish, the spiders web, and the number is associated with the Egyptian stele of revealing self, stele of revealing, known as the abomination of desolation, the desolate one. Anyway, I'm gonna keep going. I don't want to get off track. The verse number is of great magical importance to Irelium, to Ilyaran Aosic, Awaz. Okay, Awaz is a Sumerian version of Heru or Horus. Okay. In that it identifies a terrestrial power zone in which their energies, Shaktis, the Shakti power, which is sexual energy or power, fuse to form the first whirlings of the Typhonian trilogies. This is actually the 9th book, and it's funny because it's called the 9th Arch, but they say about the first of the trilogies, the first 3 books by Kenneth Grant. I don't have those, so if you can get your hands on them, you probably find them for like $200 something. You know what I'm saying? But it was meant for me to get this book, and someone told me to get this one and not go to get those other ones, and I got this one. So, but yeah, and this book actually I'm reading out of, it'll kind of dip into those other books, but those other books, it won't get into this one because it's the 9th one, and those other ones are before this one. But like, it don't get into full detail as those other ones because he actually wants you to get those books. But if you have a understanding of that detail of those books, you can just start here, like damn near like. So, funny thing is, I'm actually getting a phone call right now and it says scam likely. So I'm gonna keep recording. So that means it's really some bullshit. So let's keep going. The oracle is the number of Inbaya, a prophetess. That means a woman that can see see in the future, which would be what? A woman that it says what? Shock. It says what? Shock. Like I said, Shakti power, sexual energy or power. Shakti with the woman in Baya, a prophetess. Remember they say, oh, I'm a prophet. A male is a prophet. A female is a prophetess. And a metathesis of Bina, the great goddess. All right. So I'm gonna show you why I went to the number 11. You know, I've been here before. I feel like I've been here before. I know I've been here before. Not like I feel, but I know. But I'm gonna show you something. I'm gonna show you something. All right, I see signs, not just the one I'm about to show you, but I see other signs. But here we go. Now, 11, right? Or 11:11, 2 eggs to expose itself or to come out of the egg, right? So that means the revealing, like they say, the revealing of self, or the stele of revealing, stele of revealing self, stele of revealing self. That's a cardinal doing that. So the stele of revealing self, revealing of self, you got 2 eggs. So that's we're coming out of something and going into something. So it means you awakening or coming out of old into new. So you're like in the cocoon stage. All right. So you put it together. You don't have to put it. Look who's flying over. That actual cardinal flew over my head. So the actual cardinal means what? I found out the cardinal means an angel. You hear it, right? You hear it? So that's when you on your path and doing what you're supposed to do. Hey man, it might be hard and tedious. You got to get it done though, because it's gonna pay off in the long run. All right, peace. Nigga.